So hi, friends. I am Trista. For those of you who don't know me, I am one of your Presidential Diamond upline leaders. Um, Jess is on here with us, and we also have Melanie who's going to talk, and some of you other friends that are on here that have been in for a while. Surprise! We might call on you to give us some tips later, so be ready. But we are so excited.
Everybody's gonna get off now.
I know everybody's going to jump off. We are so excited to get you guys up and going, and we're going to try and make this as quick as we can. Me and Jess like to talk, so sometimes we just go on and on and on. But we want to make sure that you guys have just kind of some basic understanding of what it takes to be successful and what your kind of next steps are as you get started. But the big thing that I want to talk about in the beginning is you're not going to know everything, and that is okay. That doesn't mean you can't start. The people who have that early and quick success are the people who just start even though they feel like they don't know everything. So just know that we are all here to support you and help you in any way that we can. But the number one key to being successful is just get started. Okay? So you're going to hear lots of stuff tonight, lots of kind of tips. Don't let it overwhelm you. We are here for you to answer any questions you have. We want to make sure that everybody kind of has a good understanding before we get off, and we can do some questions after if you guys have questions, or as we're talking, if you want to type them in the chat, you can definitely do that as well. But to kind of kick us off, the first thing I'm going to do this kind of fast, but I'm going to go over our steps to success and a Ruby chart, okay? So really, everybody who joins, usually $500 is kind of the first amount that they're like, man, that would mean a lot to my family. And with our company, $500 is kind of around the Ruby rank. So really, like, you want to get to Ruby as fast as you can, and I'm going to tell you exactly what that means. And then once you yourself go Ruby, to get to the top rank in the company, you just have to help other people go Ruby. So it's really important that you kind of just have a baseline. Charity, if you can't hear, is probably, there should be like a button that says like join using internet audio or something like that. Or you might hop off and hop back on. Yeah, there should be a join audio button. But Ruby is the foundation of our entire compensation plan. So I'm going to go over what a Ruby is and our steps to success, because this kind of teaches you how to go Ruby. And it doesn't matter if you are just getting started or you've been in for months. The steps to success is your goal every single month. It is not a requirement. There will be months where you do 2 of them, and there will be months where maybe you don't complete an entire steps to success, and that is okay. I always have my steps with me, so mine are actually, they're on my refrigerator right over there. And as I fill it out, I fill it out so that I know exactly where I am every single month. So I recommend printing this out and having it with you every single month. It's in your document library in your eSuite. If you go to document library and type steps to success and search that, this will pop up. Okay, so your steps, it's 3 steps. It's super simple. This is just your goal every single month. Step 1 is join the party, which you guys did. Yay! You are a distributor. What that means monthly is that you are commission qualified. And there are 2 ways to do that. The first way is to run an 80 volume auto shipment, which is what I personally have always done from the beginning and what I recommend all of my team members to do, for 2 reasons. One is going to guarantee that you're going to make a paycheck. But 2, people don't want to be sold to. They want to know what you use and what you like and what you're passionate about. And you can't share that if you're not using the products yourself. So if you want to be successful, you will invest a little bit and you will try some products. If you can't do that, can't afford to spend a lot of money, like, I totally get that. That's okay. You can always buy wraps and use those at parties, or you can sell those individually for $25 to make cash in your pocket. Quick, easy, quick money when you sell those wraps. So that's the first way to be commission qualified, to run an 80 volume auto shipment, which is right in between like $50 and $100. The second way to be commission qualified, which simply just means that you are eligible to earn a paycheck, is to have 150 in personal sales. That's directly under you. If you do that, you will be commission qualified, just like if you ran 80 volume auto shipment. The reason that makes me a little bit nervous, and the reason I don't rely on that, one, I want to be a product of the product. But two, if someone returns something on the last day of the month and I don't catch it and my volume drops below 150, I will not be commission qualified. And that's just not something that I was willing to risk. And so I have always from the very beginning in my auto shipment. But the choice is yours. You have either 150 in personal sales or an 80 auto shipment. Either way, you're going to be commission qualified. So that's step one. So every month you want to make sure that you are commission qualified so that you actually earn a paycheck. Step two is to gather 4 loyal customers. And we're going to go over kind of some tips to actually like do that. But you want to get your first 4 loyal customers as quick as you can. That's going to get you eligible for any and all bonuses. Plus, you're probably going to be a qualified leg at that point. You just want to get those as quick as you can. Every time you get 2 customers, you're going to get what's called a wrap reward. And with a wrap reward, you can buy a box of wraps or a box of facials for $25. So if you're starting out and you just need that like quick cash up front, get those customers, get those wrap rewards. You're going to pay $25 for a box, but you can sell that and make $100 per box. And that's just cash in your pocket. So definitely like get your first 4 customers as quickly as you can. I usually recommend, like I challenge my new distributors to get those within the first week most of the time. And that's just by like reaching out to friends and family, posting about it, but we'll go over that later. The next is Go Ruby, okay? So what that means is, and I'll actually show you a Ruby chart. This is what your Ruby chart looks like. This also is in your document library. So if you go into your eSuite and go to document library and just search Ruby charting, this will come up.
Yep, you gotta read that.
And I really recommend that you print this out. And so to get to where you're going, you want to have a roadmap, and this is your roadmap. So what it means to be Ruby is that you have 3 team members that have joined you, so 3 distributors, and those, like this circle is you, and those 3 team members are these people right here. One of those team members has had 2 people join them. So essentially you have 5 people on your team. When everybody gets to a volume of 400, so that's personal sales plus their auto shipment that will add into that volume, you are what's called Ruby. And like I said, Ruby is kind of the building block, the foundation of the entire compensation plan. And once you go Ruby, then your goal is to help as many people on your team go Ruby as you can. That's the really quick version of it. But your third step is to have those 3 distributors join you every single month. That's your goal. Every single month you want to try and get 4 new customers and 3 distributors. And like I said, there'll be some months where that doesn't happen, and that is totally fine. That's okay. And what I hear a lot of times in the beginning is, I'm doing great on customers, but I haven't got any distributors to join me. That is totally fine. That comes with time. And that's something we'll go over later as well. But just know that this is all it takes to be successful when you're getting started. Like, focus on this. Don't get overwhelmed by everything else. Just focus on getting 4 customers and 3 distributors. Okay? All right. So next, Melanie is going to talk to us. Give us some posting ideas and how to post for loyal customers and distributors. The reason I picked Melanie to do this is because Melanie had 0 social media before she joined, and she has built almost exclusively from social media. She does an amazing job face-to-face as well, but her social media game is killer also, and she did not have any before she joined. So, Miss Melanie, if you want to unmute yourself and
I'm unmuted. I think I'm good. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
So I'm Melanie Kerr. I'm a diamond leader. I joined just a little over a year ago, and I had 75 friends on Facebook and no Instagram, and I posted about once every 2 weeks. So sometimes I say that it's like a God thing that Trista's post came across anyway, and we weren't even friends. Somebody shared her post, and I friend requested her, which was super out of my comfort zone. But anyway, and I say it's weird that I even saw it, and it kind of is, but it's also not. When you have 75 friends, you see everything. And I actually hit the see less from Trista because she would post and I'd be like, oh my gosh, again, like another post from Trista. So, she still got me. Like I was still following and I was still watching. Which leads me into my very first thing. You must post every single day. Every single day from day one, you've got to post. I say at least 3 to 4 times a day. And this comes from someone who was posting once every 2 weeks. So I know if you're not used to posting that much, it's going to seem like a lot. If you are not posting, and that's not for It Works post. You're not blasting people and spamming them, but you've got to get at least 1 product post a day and shoot for 1 opportunity. That opportunity post, because product posts, we'll get to that and how you do that. If you haven't tried the products, if you don't know anything, right? You're newbie. But an opportunity post can be something as simple as you sell the wrap and $5 of it pays for your gas money. You can have your Blitz card or you don't even have that yet because you're not waiting for your kit. So take a picture of the gas pump and say $5 of this, and your wrap's coming and you got it sold. You just haven't wrapped them yet, right? I know what it's like not to have any product. I had never tried anything. I didn't have any product on hand. Even now, I try to give my new distributors, I'll send them a staple of greens. Twist it in and give that to me. I literally, guys, had nothing. And so my biggest advice is to follow leaders. You have 3 of us right here. If you are looking for other leaders to follow, reach out to your enroller. And if they need help finding out somebody to follow, leaders to follow, message one of us. We'll give you some people to follow. But we're going to be product posting every single day. If you want to use our pictures, you're going to have to. You're not going to have this cache of before and afters and all of this experience and all of these different, you see these little artsy, lip and eyes or eye cream, and I'll put that next to my makeup. Use my picture and then, take that message that, the info, the writing or whatever, and then just change it a little bit. Use what we have. We've done the hard work. There's also a really great page now, guys. It's called the Signing Loyal Customers and Distributors page. And if you're not a part of that, you need to message your upline or message one of us and we can get you added to that. It's just basically tell us you want to get added to the product or the post page or whatever. But it gives you a sample post for every product we have. It gives samples of opportunity posts. It gives samples of getting your feed going, and raising your visibility. It gives you everything, and it's something we didn't have to start, and it's super valuable. There is no excuse with this page not to post at least 1 product post every single day. And there's a few reasons why. 1, only about 20% of your Facebook friends see any post you do. So you're not hitting, as much as you think I'm spamming and talking about it all the time, there are people that go days and weeks and months and have no idea what you're doing because they never, they hardly see your posts. It's also showing that you're serious, that you're committed, and that you're not just fly by the night kind of thing. And so the other thing here is that you're building relationships. So at this point now, I think 75 to, I'm about 2,000 friends right now, maybe just over that on Facebook in a year. My Insta just hit 3,000. I was really excited about that. That's not like a big deal to some people, but that's a really big deal to me. And you have to add these people every day. Because if you're not consistent, they're going to either stop following you or stop paying attention, or worse, they're going to think you're flaky. So it's one thing for somebody to join you as a customer, but if you're thinking about joining somebody as a business and they only talk about their business maybe once or twice a week, and they just don't, you wouldn't join that person. And in fact, guys, the girl that shared Trista's post, I didn't join her because she was maybe posting once a week. I joined Trista because I started following her and she was posting every single day. That's what caught my attention. That's how powerful it is. It shows that you're open for business, and that consistency when it comes to posting, consistency when it comes to adding new people to your network, and consistency when it comes to messaging new people every day, that is what will get you to whatever level you want to be in this business. It's doing those 3 things every single day. And so we kind of sometimes talk about the 5-5-5 rule. That's 5 Facebook posts a day, 5 new friends to Facebook every day, and 5 messages to new people every single day. If you do nothing else with this business, do those 3 things, 5-5-5, every single day. That is how you're going to build to Ruby. That is how you're going to get to whatever level. I still do it every day. I have different things that I want to do, in terms of planning out Zooms and talking to teams and coaching calls and blah, blah, blah. But if you get down to the core, I cannot do my business if I do not post every day, if I do not add new people to my network every day, and if I do not message new people. Now, I want to follow up with people. That is super important. We can talk about that later. But you've got to be messaging new people. If I have somebody on my team that will tell me, oh, I've got 2 people, they've been wanting to try greens. I've been following up with these people for like 3 months. Good. That's great. But if you're not reaching out to new people every day, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Do not hang your hopes on those 5 people that you messaged the day you started and you're like, my mom is like close to like wanting to try a product, and my aunt, and then my next door neighbor, and then my best friend, and then her sister. Okay, good. Keep those people in mind, but you need to reach out to new people every day because those people, it may take time. I have people that I reached out to a year ago for customers that they're just now signing up as a customer. You don't want to wait that long on those 5 people. Let me see what else I was supposed to talk about. I think that's it. I think that the best thing you can do for yourself is to find, I know you just started, and I'll be very, very honest with you. I only wanted to try the wraps. That was the only product I knew that we had. I didn't know anything else. As much as she posted, the only thing I knew was that she was making money from it, and they maybe had these wraps that would tighten up my loose belly skin. That is all I knew, and she was posting all the freaking time, and I was seeing every single one of them. So that is another reason to post every single day. But if you can find one product to try, $30, I mean, you know, new you is $49, okay? My husband really wanted to try that. But we have products that are only $30 to $35. If you can sell a wrap and then throw $10 at that and order that product and try it, you are your most powerful testimony. So find something that you can use, that you, out of all the things we have, find something you really want. Because your passion for whatever that product is what's going to drive you and say, you've got to try this. It is crazy. It's going to make your posts exciting. It's going to give you something to hold on to. Better if it's something daily. I mean, I love the wraps, and I was wrapping live from, I think I wrapped live like in my first 2 weeks because I had to wait for my kid to come to get that's another one. Don't wait for your kid to come. But I couldn't wrap live till I had a wrap in my hand. So I think as soon as my kid came, I wrapped live like that next day. And that was a big deal for me because I have very wrinkly, stretch marked covered belly skin. I have 3 kids. It was not pretty. So when people tell me they can't go live or that they're too embarrassed or whatever, do it. Do it. How bad? I always say you either don't want to take the time to post, or you're too embarrassed to go live. Do you like being broke? Like there was like a reason that you joined. So decide which one's harder for you, and then just sit there. Because if you're like, well, it's easier not to be able to buy the things I want to buy or pay for the things I want to pay for. Cool, that's fine. You can do that. But I would rather go live and take my chances there. Is there anything else you guys wanted? You guys have questions or?
I love it. I think I always tell people this, like, okay, you can make excuses or you can make money. You can't do both, right? Oh, so that's exactly right, Melanie. You just gotta do it. You gotta have that 5 seconds of courage and just get out there and let people know what you're doing, right? I think, Melanie, that I love the fact, and you only had like 75 friends on Facebook, and I think I had like 200 when I started. And I think that's one of the things that one of the most common reasons that I hear people when they tell me that they don't think they can do this business because they feel like they don't know enough people, right? Oh my gosh, like I grew up in a tiny little town in Fortville, Indiana, and I graduated with like 180 people, and I had 200 Facebook friends, right? But you have to think outside of your box. You know, you have to think big picture. And something that I think people get so stuck on is that small network. You know, you think about your small bubble of people. You think about your network of friends right there in your town or whatever. You think of your coworkers. You think of your family members. And maybe in the beginning, they're all gung-ho. Maybe they're ordering from you. Maybe they're all about this, and maybe they're not. A lot of times they're not. But when you get so focused in on just that small amount of people and not looking outside of that, is often when I hear someone come to me and say, Jess, I feel stuck. I feel like I've talked to everybody that I know, and I just don't know how to go forward from here. Well, I will tell you this, okay? Thank goodness for social media, because we're not back in the day where we had to like go do a home party and then book home parties from that home party and book home parties from that home party and so forth. And that was the only way you could grow your business, right? Well, thankfully now with social media, guys, you are literally open to an entire world of people. So it truly does not matter. I have a team full of people that I went to high school and college with, guys. And so many of those people are diamond and above, okay? We still have that same little network of people, absolutely. But what's happened is that I've expanded out of that, okay? So it's so important. Melanie is so right. From early on, even if it's adding, like she said, 5 new Facebook friends a day, or if you're on Instagram, adding, following and getting more followers to you, just expanding that network a little bit every day so that you have new eyes on your page, because your page, if you're running your business through social media, that is your storefront. So you want as many eyes on that as possible, right? You want people to know that you're out there, that you're open, that you're taking orders, that you're excited. And that's what draws people in. Your excitement and your consistency is what will attract people to your business. Hands down, okay? You don't have to know what you're talking about. You don't have to be well educated on anything. None of us are or were, network marketing geniuses when we got started. I truthfully every day feel like I still am learning every day. Like I'm like, I don't even know. Because I'll be completely honest with you, I don't hardly know how to do anything on, I'm lucky to do a live video, guys. I am not tech savvy at all. But if you are willing to just, open your eyes, just learn, okay? And just learn as you go. But the important thing is just to get started and just jump in. Ignorance on fire, guys, is where it's at. I will tell you that. And I think if so many of us that got started quickly and saw success quickly, it was for that reason, not because we were lucky or that we got in at the right time. We just jumped in head first and figured it out as we went, right? We didn't have Zooms. We didn't have all these trainings and stuff. I had no idea what I was doing. Trista had no idea what she was doing, but we just did it. We just were like, hey, this is what I'm doing, and I'm super excited about it, and it's going to be amazing. And that's what people are attracted to. They are attracted to confidence. So even if you're feeling like, I don't know what I'm doing, be excited about not knowing what you're doing, because that's what people want to be a part of. They want excitement in their life. They want that thrill ride. They want something new and something different. And that's what we have. And I think too, just knowing that your journey is going to be your journey. It is so easy to look all around you and to focus on, the people that got started right with you and how they're signing customers faster than you are, or they're promoting quicker than you are. What are they doing that I'm not doing? That's easy to do. And we've all fallen victim to the comparison game. But comparison will kill your dreams. Comparison will make you feel like a failure, okay? Because my journey is not going to be your journey, and your journey is not going to be your teammate's journey. So what I want you to focus on is if you feel like that you want to be where somebody else is, I want you to focus on what are they doing, or what can I do better? What can I do more of? You'll often hear in this business that success leaves clues, okay? If you want to be at a double diamond position come 6 months from now, start following some double diamonds. Ask them what they're doing. Do what they're doing. Find people that inspire you. Find people that you can relate to. Maybe it's, Trista and I were nurses before it works. Maybe it's someone that's a nurse, or maybe it's someone that was a stay-at-home mom, or maybe it's somebody that's working full-time and still at the tippity top is still working full-time. Find somebody that you relate to and is at the position that you want to be at, and follow them and do what they do. Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna, before we because you guys are gonna move on to another subject. Okay, but if you're somebody, I love how Jess mentioned that she's got those, high school friends and people that she talked to that joined her. If you're sitting there and you're like, no, my family's not interested, my friends aren't interested. Okay, that was me. I had zero family interested except for my mom, which God love her. And I had zero friends. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I did not leave the house. Okay, except to go to my kids' extracurriculars, and my kids are 14, 12, and 10. So, you drop them off and they go in on their own. All right, I did not have the moms groups. I had no network. So if you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know anyone and I don't see anyone and I don't go anywhere and I don't do, okay, that was me. Every distributor except for one that I've signed, which I don't even know, we have dozens. I'm not like bragging, but there's more than two, okay? Are people that I only knew inside of Facebook. I've never met them before outside of Facebook. And I have plenty of distributors on my team that I've never met in person. We've only talked on the phone and we've only gone through social media. You're going to have to get over that little network that you have, if whatever that might be, and start building those relationships with people that you have never talked to before. And now it's not weird. In the beginning, it felt weird. The weirdness goes away. You've got to branch out to those people. You don't have those people that you know. Like every time I see somebody posting, like I have an upline, her name's Lindsay Hoolen, and she just posted about having signed somebody that she knew back in high school. And I was like, I don't know those people. Like I'm not even friends with people I went to high school with. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents because you can still do it. Don't sit there like that.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that. That is a great point. And guys, I'm going to just tell you this right now is you're going to get your feelings hurt in this business. It's going to happen. Okay. You're going to get your feelings hurt a little bit because you're going to think, all right, I'm going to sign up and I already know like 5 or 10 people that I know are going to say yes. I know they're going to do this with me or they're going to order from me because they love me and just because they're going to support me and I just know like they're shoe-ins, like it's going to happen. And then they're going to say no to you and you're going to be like, what? And it's going to hurt your feelings. And you're going to think like, well, if they tell me no, then who's going to say yes? I felt that way. I absolutely did. I have like a very few guys of my family members that still to this day order anything from me. They don't even talk to me about it. Like it's like this, like, oh, hey, Jess, how are you? Oh, great. Okay. All right. Moving on. But it's fine. Okay. It's fine. So what you have to do is you have to know that you are more than likely going to have customers and have people on your team that you don't know from Adam right now. Okay. That's usually how the game goes. That's usually how this transpires is that the people that you think are going to join you in the beginning, they probably eventually will. But it's going to take them watching you for a while. People want to watch your journey. And as long as you're staying consistent and having fun and showing what the products and the business are doing to your life, they will come around. They absolutely will. My friend Tracy's on here tonight. And I think we've been talking, like, seriously, she just joined. And I think we started talking about products like almost 2 years ago. But it took her watching me for this long, to finally say yes. That's how it happens. I think it's easy to see people that are signing distributors and signing loyal customers like crazy. And you're like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? Well, they've been talking to these people more than likely for quite a long time. I'm signing, loyal customers now that I've been talking to. I talked to for the first time months ago. And like I said, Tracy was almost 2 years ago. So you can't get so focused in on that that wanting everybody for it to happen right now, today, and thinking that it's over if they don't do it right now, because they're going to come around. You got to give them some time, but you got to give them something to watch. Okay. And are you going to be here when they're ready? That's the thing. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about, Trista, let's talk about, kind of how we talk about how like posting is not asking, or just kind of that initial kind of reaching out to people.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing that Melanie said that I want to kind of just throw in here real quick. Social media is an amazing tool, but what it's for is for building relationships with new people that you wouldn't otherwise know. The relationship is kind of foundational piece there that I feel like a lot of times, like if you're coming across as spammy, it's because you're not building real relationships with people. So just know that social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, it's a relationship builder, and that's how you get to know people. But we're in a people business. We are in the business of helping people. So it's important to really kind of focus on building that relationship with those new people that you're adding to your network before you start spamming them. But okay, so when you are thinking about reaching out to people or messaging people, I can honestly say, I would not be where I am had I not started reaching out to people from the very beginning. And when I say reaching out to people, I do not just spam people's inbox that I don't know or that I haven't spent time getting to know. I have my 100s list of people that I want on my team genuinely, who I think would be great, whether I knew them before or if I've just met them on social media. I have my 100s list. You want to start your 100s list today if you don't already have one. And that just means just a list of names of people that you either want on your team or you think could benefit from the products. And then genuinely sending out real, thoughtful messages to them is a big part of this business. I can tell you probably over half of the people that I've signed, I reached out to them first. Now, just like Jess was saying, you send that message and a lot of people are going to ignore you. They're not going to respond. You're going to see that they read it, but you ain't getting anything back. And that is okay. Like, know that that's totally fine. The seed is planted. They're going to watch you a little bit closer. The question is, when they're ready, are you still going to be around? So a lot of times people ask for like, well, what scripts do you use? I do not use scripts, either for customers or for, I always, like when I'm messaging, I always lead with the business. But I do not use scripts. I send like a real thoughtful, like, I've loved getting to know you. I think you would be great at what I do because you're so positive. Have you ever thought about making an extra income? Something like that. I keep it short, sweet. And like I said, some people are going to ignore you, and that's totally fine. But just letting people know, like, you have an opportunity that can help them. When I'm messaging somebody, I'm not thinking like, oh, what if they join, what's that going to do for my business? I have an incredible opportunity that I know has helped me, has helped thousands of other people. I don't want to be selfish and not offer that opportunity to somebody. And so that's how I think of messaging, is that I'm just offering you an opportunity. It's on you if you want it or not. Eventually you're going to. Like, I'm that confident. I know eventually you're going to want to join my team. So I'm going to still be around here. But kind of planting that seed is when you message. It's going to take your posting and you're sharing your constant excitement and doing live videos and letting people get to know you and building that relationship that's going to water that seed. And some people are going to watch you for 2 weeks and then they're going to be like, okay, tell me about it. Some people are going to watch you for 6 months. I have people that I talked to when I first joined 2.5 years ago that are just now saying, okay, tell me about it. Like, so people are going to have to watch you for different amounts of time. You just have to know that. But network marketing it's a people business. The more people you talk to, the more no's you're going to get, but the more yeses that are going to come along with that. It's all about, I mean, I know if I talk to 10 people, one of those people is going to say yes. So I don't care about the no's. Like, get through 9 no's. If you knew that you had to talk to 10 people, one of them was going to say yes, you would talk to 10 people so fast. So really, it's just about reaching out and being genuine and presenting people with this opportunity, and do not prejudge. I feel like that's something that we all do kind of in the beginning, is we prejudge who we think needs this opportunity. I mean, honestly, like if you would have looked at me or Jess or Brittany or whoever, and you would have just seen us, you would have been like, they don't need it. They're nurses, they're firefighters. Andy's the principal. We didn't look like we needed it. But Jess and Andy were drowning in debt. I was trying to save up for a car, and there was never any extra money. So you never know what's going on behind kind of closed doors, and you could be the reason that somebody gets that financial freedom. So do not prejudge who you send that message to. There is nothing worse than you being like, oh, she doesn't need this, I'm not going to reach out to her. And then 2 weeks later, somebody else welcomes her to the team because you decided she didn't need it. So don't prejudge. If there is somebody who you think would be great, who's super positive or is always complaining about they need an extra income or they don't have money to take their kids on vacation, or be looking for those things. Or somebody makes a post about they're always so tired. Like, I have something that can help you. I'm going to reach out to you because I know what I have my hands on can help you. So that's kind of my spiel on messaging, but it is a really important part of the business. But I feel like it's really important to do it kind of right and have a relationship with whoever you're messaging before you spam their inbox. But if they know who you are and you're genuine about your message, then go for it. For sure.
I think that's so important.
creating this? Where's the fox?
Yeah.
Where's the fox that we just have?
Okay. I think that is so important to be genuine, because there is nothing worse. And I've gotten messages from people in other companies that are like, they clearly did not take 2 seconds to look at my page or get to know, my life or my Facebook world at all, because they just sent me a message about how, about their company and this and that and this and that. Well, clearly, if you spent 30 seconds looking at my page, you could see how much I'm involved with their work. So take the time, guys. Like someone just asked, how do you decide between the business and sending somebody a message about the business, more about the products? For me, I don't message everybody and their mother about this business. I absolutely don't. And in fact, I'm choosy about who I send messages to, because this is my business and I think of it like that. I want this business to be strong. I want to be my business to have people a part of it that I want to be around. If it's somebody that's a negative person that is just trashy on their Facebook page, is just all negativity and gossipy and whatever, I don't want that in my life. Like, I avoid that like the plague. So I'm absolutely not going to want that in my business. So I'm choosy about him that I send those messages to. Maybe it's somebody that I see posting about, how they are going to have to get a second job, or they're tired of working so hard, or they just want to spend more time with their kids. I'm going to probably send that person a message and tell them about what this company has done for me. If it's somebody that is just super fun and outgoing and whatever, I'm going to send them probably a message and just say, like, this might sound completely crazy, but I would love to have you on my team. I think we would have so much fun together. And it can be as simple as that. I think we overcomplicate things so much. It can be as simple as that. And usually when people say yes to me, it is after a message that has simply, now they may not sign for a real long time after that, but usually initially that's how easy it is. It's just letting them know, like, hey, I appreciate your positivity and I think you're a really cool girl and I would love to have you on my team. Like, just something simple. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about, let's break it down a little bit, guys. So let's talk about our everyday. Okay, so I know, like, it's a lot of information getting started. You're like, oh, my head. But like Trista said, it is actually a very, very simple company. We have our, focusing, getting started, I would focus on the Ruby chart. I would, look at your steps to success and think about who you want on your team. Don't overcomplicate things. But so let's break it down to, if you needed a list, if you're somebody like me, I love lists. I love to, make myself a to-do list for the day and check it off, and it feels so good. What I like about this company, I do not have to work, even at Presidential Diamond, I do not work this business all day, every day, okay? I get done what I want to get done, I check it off, and I spend the day doing what I want to do, okay? So let's break it down to, what are some must-do activities that will help you promote or help you get to whatever level you want to get at. We feel like you should do every day. We've really talked about probably all, if not most of these, but I think it's helpful just to make yourself a list. A lot of times you'll hear this called a 6 list. What a 6 list is just a list of 6 activities that you want to do to grow your business every single day. Okay. They may not be the same 6 Monday through Sunday. Mine varies a little bit. I'm going to have Adrienne. Adrienne's one of our diamond leaders on our team, and she said she would hop on and give us a few tips. But Adrienne's going to tell us kind of what she has on her, must do every day, getting started, what she feels like you need to have on your to-do list.
Hi, guys. So yes, I'm a diamond leader. I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary, so that's exciting. So if you're just getting started, newish, or just needing a revamp, then you need a to-do list. So my 6 list is actually of 12 tasks, so I'm not going to go over all of those. I'm just going to give you the ones that, if you're just getting started, the ones you need to definitely have on your list. If you're not using a to-do list, start tomorrow. It will make you feel so accomplished to put that little check mark on that task that you got done, and you will feel great at the end of the day. And if that means that you can sit with your husband and watch a movie or whatever your reward is because you got your stuff done, it's going to make you feel great about doing that. So I use my phone for it's probably going to not work, but it's just in my notes section. You probably can't see it. They're numbered 1 through 6 or 12 for me. And I just use the little check mark emoji and I check them off every single day. So my number 1 thing on my 6 list is self-development. of some sort. This will vary person to person. Maybe you're not a book person, so you're going to listen to podcasts or videos on YouTube. Maybe you're in the car a lot, so one of those two things will work for you. Maybe you are a book person. Maybe it'll be a combination, whatever, however it works for you. Self-development is number one for me. And just make sure, even if it's 10 minutes, you will be blown away by what it does for you, just yourself, and then what it eventually will do for your business. So self-development. And then I have a lot of the things that we already talked about, the other girls already talked about. So every day I add to my network. My minimum is 5 on Facebook, 5 on Instagram, like Melanie said with the 5-5-5 rule. Obviously, if you want to add more than that, great. But every day, at least I'm adding 5 people on both of those social media platforms. The next thing, so this would be number 3, I am posting 3 to 4 times a day at least. If you're somebody who works full time or is not allowed to have your phone at work, go ahead and plan some posts if you can. In the moment, I was talking about this on another Zoom with Trista last week, like in the moment posts are usually like the most well received, but sometimes that's not always conducive to our working lives and even our personal lives. So if you have to plan a few things out, do that. But 3 to 4 posts every single day. The fourth thing on your list should be messaging. So this is going to include 2 types of messages. It's going to include those new messages that Melanie talked about. So maybe that 5 new messages to new people. And then it is going to include those follow-ups, because I think it's 7 times people have to be followed up with to actually commit to something or say yes. So if you stop messaging them after 2 times, well then, how do you know after the next 5 times that they wouldn't have? So messaging will include your new messages and your follow-up messages, and that will include follow-ups for your current loyal customers as well, not just potentials. So let's see, add 1, 2, 3. I also have always had on my 6 list to check in with one team page every single night. My work days are different every single day. So like when I get the notifications that something new has been posted, I can't always just look at it. And that's also just not like a way that I can live anyways. So at least at night, maybe when I get in bed, I will pull up one page, which we're combined now. So it's a little bit less confusing, but I will check Diamond Dreams, and just scroll through the day's posts and see what's happened. It takes me less than 2 minutes to comment, welcome people, and just see what's going on and what I missed. So I've always liked to check in with one team page. It's a way to keep you in the loop and plugged in. And then the last thing, which is something a little bit new to me that I've started doing, let's say for the last month or 2, is I make sure it just on my list says interact. So what I do is I go on Facebook to feeds and most recent. And then from there, I am commenting. So not liking. Interacting for me is commenting. So making a comment on, might be 5 to 10 people at a time when I'm able to sit down in my day and do that. And then in that little interaction thing is also the happy birthday. So every day you get a notification from Facebook saying whose birthday it is. You need to just write happy birthday on that exclamation point and post it on every single person. It will just improve your algorithms on Facebook, and more people are going to see those people, and more people are going to see your posts and everything. So self-development, message, post, add to network, check in with a team page, and interact. Those would be 6 things that I would say if you're getting started, that would be a great way for you, or list for you to have. So that's it. Thanks for having me.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Adrienne.
Welcome.
Those are exactly what I have on mine. Absolutely. Completely agree. Trista, do you have anything different on yours that you do every day?
No, actually, those are like my top ones. The one thing I would say is add to your network. Don't get stuck just on social media. When you're out and about during your day, like talk to people during the day too, like face to face. There's nothing that replaces face to face interaction. So don't get stuck behind your screen. Obviously, add on social media because it is the best tool out there, but don't feel like you can't talk to people. Just get to know people face to face as well. And I love that Adrienne talked about self-development, because we haven't really talked about that a whole lot. And honestly, when I started, I thought self-development was the biggest bunch of crap. Like, I was like, that is such a waste of time, whatever. But I cannot tell you guys, take our word for it. We preach it all the time because it is so important. You cannot get to the next level until you grow to the next level. Like, know that. Any kind of multi-level marketing is self-development with a compensation plan. In order to get to the next level, you have to put the work in mentally. There is so much of this business that is mental, and honestly, like, just constantly pouring into yourself. Staying plugged in is huge. I love that Adrienne talked about that as well. So staying plugged in the team pages, getting to events, you guys. There is nothing like being in a room full of It Works people who believe in you, who want you to achieve your goals. You'll learn stuff. You'll pick up a tip here and there that you never would have thought of that works great for you. Like, there is nothing that replaces getting in a room with a bunch of people who want you to achieve your goals. So staying plugged in, getting to events is huge. Conferences coming up. If there is any way you can get there, because it will change your business. It will change your life. It will just change your life. So, but no, that's really, the list would be the exact same for me.
Okay. Trista, do you want to talk about really quick, and I didn't have this on our list, but I think it's important because we talk about it so much, why we tell people it's a good idea to sign up their spouse?
Sure. The quick and dirty is it makes you more money. So like when you're looking at a chart, okay, so after you've signed up, you've signed your first 4 customers, at that point, your goal is to help every single person on your team get to 400 so that you can promote. Every single time you promote, you have a promoting leg. So like on your Ruby chart, you have an executive. This is called your promoting leg. If that person is your spouse, you're getting paid on all of this, plus your spouse is getting paid on all of this here. You're not doing any more work. Your spouse does not have to work the business. Let me say that again. Your spouse does not have to work the business. You move customers to them and you can move distributors to them. So it's no more work, but it doubles your income. When that really starts to impact you is like after this and you get to Emerald, you need 2 rubies. Well, if your spouse is one of those, your spouse is making about $500 as a ruby, you're making $1,000 as an emerald, and nobody had to do any more work. You're just moving those customers and those distributors that you're signing to your spouse. You're going to be moving them to somebody, so it might as well be somebody who shares an income with you, so that you guys make more money. The other thing about that is, honestly, guys, like when you sign your spouse, not only you're going to get the wraps in their business builder kit, so you can make your money back right away there. But you're also, as soon as your spouse gets 2 customers, you're going to get that $100 fast start bonus. So every time you sign a distributor, you get a $100 bonus after they get 2 customers. So again, like it's not going to cost you any money, and long term, it's going to make you a lot more money. Like for instance, I'm a presidential, and my husband is a diamond, which we're working on that. But so I've just he's been a promoting leg. Every time I've promoted, he's promoted. Or like with Jess and Andy, like Jess is a presidential. Andy is actually her triple. So it hasn't been any more work. Andy doesn't necessarily hands-on work the business. He's very supportive and he helps a ton at home, but he doesn't actually like sign people himself. Jess has just moved everybody to him. So every time she promotes, she takes him with him. So it's an incredible way to really have a big impact on your income. And like I said, you're going to get the fast start bonus. You're going to get the wraps in their business builder kit. So it makes 0 sense not to sign them up.
Perfect. Nailed it. Okay, we have a couple other things I want to talk about, and then we'll let you guys go. Okay, let's talk about loyal customer program. Okay, I get this question a lot. Okay, how do I talk to people about the loyal customer program, right? So when I got started, for some reason, I felt like nervous to talk to people about it, right? And I think a lot of people are. In my experience, what I've learned is that it's all in your delivery, okay? So just know, guys, that we have an incredible program. We actually really, really, really do. We give people an opportunity to try something for longer than 1 month because, as we know, with our all-natural products, we need to give it some extra time. But also, not only is that going to help you build some residual income, but it's going to give them a lot of perks in the meantime. So our loyal customer program is actually amazing. Okay. So as a loyal customer, just remember, this is how I tell people, as a loyal customer, you are going to get 40% off of products. You are going to earn an extra 10% back in rewards points. Those are what we call our perk points. I usually tell people it's kind of like Kohl's Cash, right? You go, how often do you go to like Target or Kohl's? You spend a bunch of money and like at Kohl's, then you get Kohl's Cash. You can come back and buy some stuff later for a discounted price. Same thing with our perk points. But what's cool about our loyal customer program is they're going to get that 40% off price. And they're not tied to one product, right? So they have complete flexibility. I let them know they're going to get their own login, their own password. They can make changes to their orders at any time. And that during that 3 months, they can change their order to anything they want. They're not tied to one specific product. Technically, if they want to try 3 different products over that 3-month period, they absolutely positively can, okay? So they're not stuck to one product. They also are going to get rewarded. So what I usually tell people is after the 3rd month, if you decide that you're done, like you don't need any more products right now, you're good, that's absolutely fine. You can turn off your loyal customer, you can turn off your auto shipments. But if you want to continue on, Works is going to reward you for doing so. So if you decide that you're going to continue to order past that 3 months, at 6 months, you're going to get a $50 product credit. Okay, that's awesome. At 1 year, they're going to get a $150 product credit. Okay, I think my mother-in-law cashed in like $380 worth of free product. Like, it was crazy. So they do get incentives for kind of hanging in there and ordering longer. What I have found is that your loyal customers are more likely to stay with you past that 3-month mark if you get them on one of our lifestyle products, guys. If you get them on something like our greens, like for me, that has for real changed my life, completely changed my quality of life. If you get them on something like that makes them feel good, they're going to want to stick with you. Let's see. They do have to order one. Yeah, we have to order one product per month, per 3 months. So they can order extra products inside of that. If they want to make extra orders inside of their months, they can, but they technically have to it has to be a 30-day. What else? And also kind of, you guys, it's so important to treat your loyal customers like gold. I mean, over 60% of your loyal customers are going to want to join your team and become a distributor. So treat them really, really, really well. The vast majority of distributors that I sign started out as my loyal customers. And from the first month, guys, I don't even wait. Like if the first month that I follow up with them and ask them how they're liking their products, if they're liking their products and they're like, oh my, yeah, I feel great, whatever, I introduce the business side to them. Because 9 times out of 10, they're in customer mode and they're not thinking about the business side of it. So I always bring it up right away. I do not wait for them to finish their 3 months because I'd much rather than have them as a teammate than a loyal customer. So bring it up to them and ask them. I tell people all the time, if you're in one of those modes where you're signing loyal customers like crazy and you are like, I can't sign a distributor, I'm signing loyal customers like crazy. Oh my gosh, guys, you have a gold mine in your hands right there. You have a gold mine of people that are already using the products, that are already having their own testimony. And they're going to be able to talk about it right away because they've already used the stuff. So make sure you're talking to your loyal customers about becoming a distributor. Okay, that's it on loyal customers. All right, so what else, Trista? What else do we need to cover? Oh, you're going to talk about your why.
Yeah. I think that's really it. And Jess, you can chime in too. But as you guys get started, something that's super important, and you'll hear this preached all the time too, like, what is your why? One, you want to share your why and talk about your why with people, because your why is going to impact somebody else. And the more just you're open and you share your story, the more relatable you become and the more people that are going to kind of take notice of your story. But you'll hear us say all the time, like, what is your why? We will hound you to find out your why. But your why is what is going to keep you going in this business, because there will be days where you're like this, you're just going to have those days where things just aren't going your way, and you're just going to be angry about it. Or you're not going to feel like putting the work in. And that's normal. Like we all, even now, like Jess goes through it, I go through it, we all go through it. And the saying kind of goes like, if your why isn't big enough, your excuse will be. And that is 100% the truth. And you'll hear us also say, like, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not your why. So tonight, after we get off this, like, I would challenge you guys. And it's more than just like, well, what's your why? Well, I need a little bit of extra money. Like, dig deeper than that. Like, what would that money do for you? Would it make it so that you don't have to pick between buying groceries and making a car payment or paying your electric bill? Like, dig deeper than just, I need a little bit of extra money. Maybe you do want to quit your job. Maybe you want to retire your husband. I can promise you guys, whatever your why is, like, it's not too big. It's not, don't think you're crazy because you want to retire your husband. It can happen. Every single person on here can get to whatever level they want to get to, but it's going to take some work. And if your why isn't strong enough and you don't know, like, in your belly 100% what your why is, there will be days where you want to walk away, and if your why isn't big enough, you might. And this business, Melanie preached it, like, it is a business of consistency. And if your why isn't big enough, the discipline isn't going to be there to put the work in on the days that you don't want to, or the days when people aren't responding. We all go through those times. I promise you guys, we have had those days, every single one of us. But it is worth it to keep going. I can promise you, people are watching. People need this opportunity. People are waiting on you to share it with them. So know that, and if you help enough people, you can have anything you want. So I really challenge you guys, dig deep when you're thinking about your why, because it really, it needs to be big. And you can accomplish anything you want to. So, Jess, is there anything you want to add to that?
Nope.
Love it. Okay. Are there any last minute questions before we hop off of here? The other thing I would say is every single leader in the pages and on here, we want to help you. And sometimes we don't know that you need help unless you reach out. So if you have a question or you need help with something, we are all more than willing to help. You just have to reach out because we can't read your minds. But we want to help in any way that we can. So just know that, you're not alone. But the biggest key is just go. Figure it out as you go, but just go.
Love it.
Any questions before we go?
You are welcome, guys.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, friends.
We're good. You guys have a wonderful night.
All right.
Thanks for hopping on.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.